So let's give a warm welcome to our next speaker.
Nainikata Kalapeli.
Last summer, my family and I went on a trip to the mountains. We were driving towards the mountain peak to see the beautiful view, and I was so excited to take in the stunning scenery. As we were driving, I felt the cool, fresh mountain air blowing into the car, and I could tell that we were in for an amazing day. But however, as we got closer to the top, we suddenly lost GPS signal. We found ourselves at a crossroads with no clear idea of which way to go, and I could feel myself starting to get a bit anxious. After a moment of hesitation, my family and I decided to make a guess and choose a random path. However, after a few minutes of driving, we realized that we had taken the wrong turn, and were now in a completely different location than we had planned. But still, we decided to make the most of the situation and explore the new area. It was actually not that bad. We even found a hiking trail that led to a hidden waterfall, which turned out to be one of the most beautiful spots I had ever seen. Similar to the situation, in our lives, we find ourselves at a crossroads, where we have to make important decisions that would leave a significant impact. Think about the times you faced that difficult decision that made you feel like you were standing at a crossroads. Maybe it was choosing a college major, or deciding what job offer to take. Those were just a few examples. Life crossroads could be whether you're choosing a career, a place to live, choosing the right school, or even choosing an elective. These decisions could be made by ourselves or by others like parents and teachers. Let me tell you a decision that was made by my parents that affected my life. When I was just a little toddler, my parents had to decide whether we would live in India or the United States. They chose the US, and so I started my education here, made new friends, and here I am. That decision my parents made ended up shaping my entire life. Until middle school, most of the decisions were made by others like parents and teachers. But after that, we're starting to make most of the decisions by ourselves. For example, currently I'm at a crossroads. I'm trying to decide whether or not to take double up in math class. This year I took Math 7+, and next year if I take double up math, I'll take Math 1 and 2. Yeah, I know it sounds like a lot of work, and taking an extra class means replacing another one, which must be an elective. But hey, I would get respectful bragging rights. I'll have to think about that. So, now I want to ask everyone, raise your hand if you often feel anxious during a crossroads. Okay, a decent amount like I expected. Now the problem is when making decisions, we don't know what the outcome will be or how it will affect our lives. This lack of clarity and predictability can often create anxiety because we worry about making the wrong decision or facing negative consequences in the result of our choice. What you can do is instead of seeing the situation as a threat or something to be feared of, try to take it positively. Try to understand what you're going through. Gather as much information as possible about your options before making a decision. This can help you feel more informed and prepared to make a decision, which can reduce anxiety. While some crossroads can be complex and difficult to navigate, others can be relatively simple and straightforward. But no matter how difficult the decision is, we must find them as opportunities that lead to success. And this leads me to talking about how we can deal with these situations. At a crossroads, we must carefully weigh our options. We must balance the benefits and drawbacks, delve into our passions and interests, and choose the route that best supports our values and ambitions. It's a process that calls for self-reflection, courage, and determination. So to make life a little less chaotic, I will give you 5 suggested tips to deal with these situations. Number 1, make sure the decision you make won't hurt other people. Remember, what goes around comes around, and you don't want it to be negative. Plus, you never know when you might need a favor from someone you might have wronged in the past. Number 2, 2, stay on the positive side. Being positive can give you new ideas, and it's the key to success. It's pretty straightforward. Positive thinking leads to positive outcomes. Let's go back to that example last summer when my family and I faced that crossroads. We had no idea which way to go, but still, we took it positively, chose a random path, and ended up having a nice day. Number 3, determine the result you want. Ask yourself questions like, will this decision help me? Does it lead to the result I want? For example, if your goal is to pursue a career in the botanical field, you might need to think about your education and job opportunities that align with that goal. By evaluating each decision in light of your values and goals, you can determine whether it will help you achieve the result you want. Number 4, don't follow the conventional path just because everyone else does. Like they say, be you. Follow your passions and interests. Let's face it, just because your parents are lawyers doesn't mean you have to be one too. Number 5, seek for wise counsel. 1 or 2 clear-minded perspectives will help you decide which path to take. Whenever I found myself at a crossroads, I simply asked my parents. By knowing these tips, I'm pretty sure you will be successful with your outcomes. Yes, it can be easy to feel overwhelmed about which path to take. It's okay to feel that way. It's okay to take time to reflect, ask for help, seek guidance from trusted friends and family, or reach out to wise counsel who can support valuable insights and support. So, I encourage everyone to welcome the crossroads in their life. Take it as an opportunity. Utilize it as a chance to shape your life and lead one that is true to who you truly are. Because when you do, you might just find that your life is even more fulfilling and rewarding than you ever could have imagined. Thank you.